Hello again, everybody. Welcome to our next Phase 5 phonics lesson. We're going to go straight into our flashcards today, recapping on our Phase 3 and the Phase 5 sounds that we've learned so far. So I'll hold them up to the screen, give you a second or two, and then you can say the sound, hopefully just before I do. Kwa. Sh. Ch. Or A, E, I, O, Oi, oo or ow, air, ear, or, your, a, ow, I, e, oi, you or oo, or. Well done. We'll go through them one more time, but quicker this time, and hopefully you can just say the sounds yourselves. Well done if you kept up, and that was super quick. We've learned lots of sounds. Well done. Okay, let's have a look at the sound we're going to focus on today. So again, as usual, I always sneak it in there at the end, don't I? Did you spot it? Today we are looking at the or sound. So can you say it with me now? Or. Okay. Let's have a look how we write that digraph then. It is a digraph. It needs 2 letters to make that sound. So we need an A first, and then we need a W. Or. It's a tricky one because we can't really hear those letters in that sound, can we? Or. It almost sounds much more like the word that we are familiar with and the digraph. That or. So there's 2 different ways of making that or sound. We're looking at this one today. So you now write it with me. Get a piece of paper, or if you have a whiteboard, you can use a whiteboard. So we need the A, and we need a W to make the or sound. We're going to look at lots of words using that digraph today. One more time. Or. Good job. Hope you remember that one. Look out for it now in these words. So I've got some flashcards here for us to have a look at. But before we look at them, can you think of any words that you can think of with the or sound in? It might be that it's making an or sound that we spell differently, but have a think about anyway, and then we'll see if they come up on our flashcards. Okay, let's have a look at them. So I've got some here. Let's go through them together first of all. S, or, saw. P, or, paw, like the paw on a cat or a dog. R, or, raw, like raw meat. K, l, or, claw. J, or, jaw. L, on, lawn. Yeah, on. Even saying the word makes you do it, doesn't it? Or, law. Sh, all, shawl. That's quite a tricky one to say, isn't it? Sh, all, shawl. Like a lady might wear a shawl, like a big scarf. And then the last one, we might want to chunk this one up. I recognise that bit is often added on the end of words. So if I take that off first, d, r, or, draw, draw. Okay, like a drawer in a chest of drawers where you might keep your clothes. Right, so let's shuffle them up. I'll show them on the screen. Give you a second or two before I say the word, see if you can get it first. Raw. Paw. Saw. Law. Draw. The clue. Yawn. Shawl. Lawn. Jaw. And last one. Claw. Okay. Right, we're going to try a little activity now so you can do a little bit more reading before we then have a go at some writing as well. So I've got some words here that we're going to have a go first of all at reading one at a time, and then we're going to cover them over again so that you can have a go at writing some of these words as well, putting your work into practice. So here we go. We've got the first word, k, l, or, claw. S, or, saw. Right, see if you can do the next one. Give you a second or two. Sh, or, shawl. Yeah, or, n. I'll give you a second or two to do this one. Did you get it? D, r, or, draw. And then the last one, l, or, n. Well done if you could read all of those. Right, we're going to go back up to the top one and have another little peek before you're going to have a go at writing it. So we're looking, don't forget, mostly the or sound, well, it's always at the end or in the middle, isn't it? Just before the last few letters. So look out for that or sound. Don't forget which letters you need today to make that or sound, the letters that we've been looking at. So your first word to write down on a piece of paper or a whiteboard is claw. Pause the video if you need to and write the word claw. Okay, you might have been able to add the sound buttons as well to check that you were happy with how you've written that. Always go back and check your work, and the sound buttons really help us to do that. Right, next one, have a little peek. Can you write the word saw? Did you? I saw the word. Did you? Have a go at writing the word saw. Okay, there it is. Did you get it? And then we've got shawl. Shawls, remember, like a big scarf a lady might wear, a shawl. So we need that end sound as well. It doesn't end in the or sound. You hear a l at the end. Shawl. Have a go at writing that. Okay, you can always pause the video on each word if you need to. Take your time. Okay, the next word, the one I've been doing all the time. Yawn. Have a go at that. Yawn. And here it is. Yawn. So we hear that or sound in the middle. Yeah. Or yawn. And then draw. Draw. Now, you can't hear that too well at the end. Draw. We can have draw without at the end, which means if you're making a picture and you draw it, but this is a draw that we pull out and we might keep our clothes in it. Have a go. And then we've got one more word, just check that one. One more word to have a go at today. Lawn, like the grass in your garden. It's the lawn. Have a go at writing that. And there we are. So you had 6 words to write. How did you get on? Really well, I'm sure. Good job. Right, we're just going to do a little bit more reading of those words, some of those or words in sentences. So let's have a look at this one together. Can, or, pour. Also, that's a tricky word. Also, meaning as well. Can I pour? Also, another tricky word. Be, or claw. Can a paw also be a claw? I don't think so. I think they're 2 separate things, aren't they? Right, let's reveal the next sentence. Okay, this is our last one for today. You can have a go at reading this. So pause the video, use those sound buttons and write that sentence out if you need to. Check it and then make sure you can read it. Okay, let's have a look together. So we've got a tricky word to begin with, do. It's this part that's the tricky part. And another one, you. This part is the tricky part. Do you oh, that's a really hard word to sound out, isn't it? Stretch. Stretch. Oh, do you stretch your, again, another tricky word, testing you today, or jaw, when. We're going to look at this w sound in our next lesson. You, or yawn. Do you stretch your jaw when you yawn? Yeah, you do, don't you? Stretch everything. It's good to have a good stretch when you yawn. Hopefully you've read that really, really well. It's a long sentence with some tricky words there. Good job if you got that. Right, we've got another activity for you to try to practice some more with your or sound. So here's some words on this grid. Go through them. You can write them down and use the sound buttons if you need to, and then decide if you think they're a real word or a nonsense word. All of those have the or sound at the end. Good job for that. And then if you need some more practice, you can go to Phonics Play and use Picnic on Pluto to read lots of Phase 5 words with the or sound in them and deciding if they're real or nonsense words. Okay, well done for today. Really good work. You've worked super hard. See you next time.